Hi, this is Lacey Ray with my Stone Creek Creamery, and today I'm going to be showing you what I keep in my goat closet, medicine cabinet, slash kitting kit, slash everything in between. So first, I would like to say that I had just done a nice big clean out of my goat closet, and I had several things that have expired. So I'm gonna have to restock because everything in here is not everything I like to keep on hand, because you never know. So one thing that's really important that I always like to keep on hand is vitamin B complex in a injectable solution. So I use this anytime it goes not feeling well or just don't look right. I'll give them a shot of this because this does seem to help, gives them some energy, and I just find it super important to keep in my cabinet. I've gone to like 2 or 3 bottles of this, but I haven't had really any issues with my goats in the last year or so, so this one actually stayed pretty full. But this is super important, so I'll have to restock that very soon. Something else I like to keep on hand is Safeguard, because I use this along with a dewormer from 2 other classes, and this has I hardly ever need to use it, but when I do, it's important that I have it on hand. Something else that I want to keep on hand is chlorhexidine. I think I say it right. So I got this huge gallon thing of it, and diluted version. It's not 100% chlorhexidine, but I want to use this year, and it's expired. I also had one that was more concentrated. This is like, you can tell difference in kinda, not really on camera, but this is a more concentrated version of the chlorhexidine. And this I'm gonna use to like dip the hooves in when baby goat kids are born, because they're just freshly new. I have allergies today, but this is like, I like to use iodine on the umbilical cords, but you could use this on umbilical cords as well, but I'm going to be dipping hooves in it. So those 2 things I need to restock. I need to restock on Nutri-Drench. Now this had a lot of love in it. And I don't give this to my goats often because it contains a lot of molasses, so a lot of sugar, and if you give too much it can upset the rumen balance. But I do like to keep this on hand if I have a goat that's feeling kind of lethargic or somewhat of the same symptoms like that. So I like to keep this on hand to give them. It does help perk them up a little. Calcium gluconate. So I have had to use this before in one of my kittings, and it is super important. If you need it, you want to have it. So I want to restock on this before kitting season as well. And something else I want to restock on is copper bolus. So I have the one made for kids, and I have the adult boluses. And I only get this once a year because I do know a lot of people around here will give it twice a year, but I am very afraid of overdosing on my copper, because I do give my food choice minerals are a bit high in copper as well, because goats do need it a lot more than some other livestock, but you can overdose, and I don't really want to do that, so I only get this once a year, but these are expired. So and one other thing before I go into stuff that I probably won't be getting again, but one thing that I do like to keep on hand is an antibiotic. And now you cannot get antibiotics without a vet prescription, and so this I got back when you could, but it has expired, and I didn't restock before they made that change. But I have a really good relationship with my vet, so I can get the antibiotics and that type of prescription stuff pretty easily. And next time I think I'll get penicillin, because LA200 does sting a lot on the goats. They act like they're dying when you give it to them because it hurts, and so I want to give a little one that's a little less painful. And the reason I do give antibiotics, in case I have to go inside a doe to help rearrange and help pull out a kid, I want to give an antibiotic because you just never know if you mess something up. Or anything else that's totally out of the blue, because I've had to give antibiotics for the weirdest of reasons. And so, I really love to keep in my medicine cabinet, which is Probiotics. So Probiotics is just a oral jelly-like probiotic. It's like a blue paste. This one has expired. But anytime my dogs are sick, anytime I take them to a show, if they're traveling, I give them Probiotics. So that's something I'm going to be restocking on. Would love to keep on hand eventually would be Banamine, because that is an anti-inflammatory. You only can get that through vet prescription. So that's something else I want to add, stocking or replacing, or going to be adding this year to my cabinet. So first things first, I got the wrong size tattoo pliers. For when you register kids, you need to tattoo their ears. You have a certain numbers you add to the right, and you have certain letters you add to the left ear. Or in La Mancha's, the tail width. So I got the 5/16 inch tattoo pliers. And I got 2 of them because I wanted one, because one of them is going to be permanent. It's for my herd tattoo. The other one, it changes every year and you add numbers to what kid they were born. So I got the wrong size because all my friends have Nigerian dwarfs. This is the size they got. I have Nubians. They're much bigger. They have huge ears. So I need the 3/8 inch pliers. So I'll be ordering those. I tried selling these. Haven't had any luck so far. If you're in need of pliers, please comment. I'll get your information. They're $28. And then I have my list here. My kitting list. So something I don't have in this closet, but I will be adding old towels. Towels are very important in your kitting kit. Surgical scrub. So surgical scrub, just in case you could go inside the stove to wash your hands. It just gets your hands really clean, even though I do wear gloves. A hair dryer. I need a new cheap hair dryer because ours recently broke. So I want a new one, and that's to just dry the kids off to get them warm. Jumpstart gel. So that is if you have any weak kids. So if the kid's just not thriving, hopping like you want it to, then you can get this and it'll help perk them up a little. I'm gonna get an olive oil spray because I did watch a video from Johnson Family Farmstead. Subscribe to them if you haven't. They have great goat content. But I saw that they sprayed the dough with, they used a coconut oil spray, but they had a friend who told them they used olive oil spray. If you spray the other down, then after they kid, you can just wipe it down. It just makes cleanup easy. So I want to try that this year. Tums. So Tums is a good treat for your dough if she has having trouble kidding and pushing. It just gives a little bit of a calcium boost, but they like Tums. Raspberry leaves. I do have some, but it's not in here. And that I like to give to my does when they're in labor. I just think it helps them. Preparation H, that's obviously a people thing, but I just feel bad, especially for my little first fresheners when they're all swollen. They're just sad. It just makes me sad. I just want to, even if it's just me thinking it makes them feel better, it just makes me feel better to make them as comfortable as possible. Something else that I don't have in here, but I do have CD&T vaccine. So I'm going to be adding lots of lights to my kitting kit because I don't have any electricity in my barn, and if they're kitting in the middle of the night, it's going to be dark. So lots of flashlights, lots of different battery operated lights. Plastic cups for the iodine and chlorhexidine to dip the umbilical cord and hooves. I'm just gonna do the little plastic shot glasses, you know, like the little red solo cup things. Also getting buckets and some valves. You can get like little vacuum refrigerator tube things for a lamb bar bucket, because I like to lamb bar raise my kids. I have done that the last couple years. And it's really easy. It makes things so much easier. So, but I want these flat buckets because I use a round one, and that just is annoying. Square containers, like kitty litters containers, some kinda. and drill little holes in them, put the little valves in there, and put my nipples on there so they can drink out of that. So that's something else. Bac C, I do have that. It's just in another room. Bac C is what I get for my coccidia prevention now. It's just powder, and I just put it in there once a day. The container says twice a day, but my breeder puts in once a day, and I messaged her. She said, yeah, once a day. It's easier. So I just add them twice as much during that time. This is powder. It prevents coccidia, and I just love it. It has extra vitamins and minerals in it. I think it just helps them grow and be healthy. I do give a pneumonia vaccine, a Pasteurella something. If you have any questions about it, just leave a comment below and I'll link what I use. But I use that because we're in Alabama. The temperature fluctuates so much. I mean, it was at the freezing point over the last couple nights. It's going to be 80 degrees one day this week. So I mean, pneumonia is very prevalent here, and I have had one pass away from silent pneumonia before, and it just scares me. So now I like to vaccinate for that. So that I give once a year to my does, to my adult does and bucks, and I give it 2 times in a year for when the kids are born in their first year of life. So my medicine cabinet is just a closet next to my bedroom. So I just put that hanging thing there. And there's my list. I was making sure I had everything. But I have all these shelves, and I just keep everything where I can see it and all organized. So we'll start on this thing. So up at the top here, I have extra collars, extra clips, because I use breakaway collars, and these are just extra clips for in case I need to fix one of the collars. And then these are just extra collars here. Here I have 2 60cc plastic syringes. This I use if I have to tube feed a kid, or if I just have a large amount of some types of medicine. I have my syringe gun. I use this for like any liquid medicine or my herbal dewormer. I have weight tapes. This is just an estimate on my goat's weight. I prefer to use the other way of weighing goats besides the actual weight tape, because I think it tends to have a better estimate on their weight. Here I keep thermometers. So I have all sorts of thermometers, glass thermometers, vet thermometer. My favorite is this type of thermometer, the electric ones. Here I keep my lamb bar nipples. So this is the type of nipple I love to use when raising my goat kids. So it's just a gray lamb bar nipple from Caprine Supply. And what I start them off with in a soda bottle, you can just pop it on, and then you can put it on the lamb bar. This is a bulb syringe I have for my kidding kit. I'll be getting a little bucket to put my kidding kit in, so it's easier to go outside. But this is good for getting like all that gooey stuff out of their nose and mouth. Here I have ketone strips. So this, I check my does for ketones just so I can get a better idea if they have pregnancy toxemia. Calcium drench. This is what I gave when I didn't have Tums, and I still have some, and it does help a lot. If your doe's getting tired of pushing, I like to give this. Here's my umbilical cords things. Have scissors to cut the umbilical cord. They're surgical scissors. Floss or kite string. Either one works for tying off the umbilical cord if you cut it, or if it just breaks on its own and it's just bleeding. That will help cut circulation off and help stop the bleeding, because that is very dangerous. Show collars, because I do show my goats, so show collars important. Here's some of my gel things. So I do have a dewormer. This is another class of, it's bimectin, which is like ivermectin. I do now don't really use this. I just kept it just in case, but ivermectin does not really work in our area anymore, so I don't hardly ever give it. I have 2 things of fortified B complex oral gel. I give this at shows as well because I just like it. And selenium and vitamin E gel. I start giving this once a week, about 4 weeks prior to kidding, and I give it to them if the kids are weak. So there is a thing called Bac C that's much more stronger, but I haven't had to use it so far, so I just used it. This works just fine at the moment. This is for my fecal testing kit. Here's wound things. I have Vetericin. This is what I was talking about. This is what I use instead of the blue coat. This I prefer so much more. This came in just a poultry first aid kit. It's just a salve you can put on wounds, or I really like triple antibiotics on wounds. I've used this on the dogs, used this on a lot of things. Chickens, all sorts of wounds. These are the nipples I start out with. I've never used them. I just prefer the lambar nipples, but these are, I can't think what they're called, but you can find them at Tractor Supply. You can use them. They're good too. These are some of my brushes. Then down here I have more wound spray. This is just for dogs. This is my little dog cubby, but this is just for dogs. Goats and livestock can't use this. Nail trimmers and a little clicker. Here I keep all my stethoscopes. That's good for hearing rumen dysfunction, or if you are having an animal that you want to check the heartbeat, that's good. This is a halter for the goats. I don't really ever use this, but I have it. Then this is my castrating kit, so the little castrating pliers and my banders. So that's what's in this thing. So starting on the bottom shelf here, I do have one old towel and puppy pad. I like to use puppy pads underneath the does when they kid. It makes cleanup so much easier. So lots of the stuff, most of this ManaPro stuff I won in a giveaway, and I do like it, and I'll be using it when I start feed again. This is goat balancer. Goat treats, I have 2 different kinds. I have a licorice treat, and then I have apple flavored probiotic treat. This is goat skin and coat. It has flaxseed, and it just helps with a shiny, pretty coat. I have this limestone because one time my doe Daisy, she had pink milk, and this helped with that. And pink milk, never heard of it? It's exactly how it sounds. It turned the milk pink. She broke blood vessel in her udder, so I had to use that, and it helped. I have some minerals. Moving up, we have my milking stuff. So I have this thing. I'm missing the top. I'm sure it's somewhere around here. But this is my strip cup. It has a little strainer thing on the top. So when you do the first strips, you can check if there's any clumps. This is my teat dip. I've used this as my post dip. At the moment I use a teat dip cup, but in order to not spread bacteria, I'll be using a sprayer, an upward spray bottle. This is what I milk into, the stainless steel bucket. And then after I milk, or once I fill up one of these, I have the strainer here, and I put a milk filter in it, and I'll put it on top of one of my carrying milk bottle things. Important to this. It keeps milking clean, and I just love it. I do have more milking things, but I will be showing you that on a milking video once I start milking. And then I milk test, and this is I use Langston, and this is one of the scales they accept. I still need to send it in to get calibrated, but I also use this to weigh the kids, and it's just a great scale. And then this holds all my syringes and needles. Very important. You always need syringes and needles. Alright, next shelf I have several kidding things and other thingies. So I have several books on my stock guardian dogs. Back here I have little magazines from news and events with Attica and other information. I have 2 gestation wheels so you can tell when your goat or kid after you breed, and a notepad which I like to keep during kidding to write down different things, weights and stuff. So this is what I was talking about with the valves for the lamp bar I'm going to be making. So you just hook this to the nipple, to that nipple up here. It goes, hooks on the bottom right through there, and then this goes down into the bucket, and when they suck up it will bring the milk through the valve. So you could just use them with no ends, or you could order these little green end things which helps once they suck, it keeps the milk in the valve. That way they don't give up as easily. So I do like using these. Then I have wipes. If I don't have any water down at the barn at the moment, I can just wipe myself here or clean the does. These are fragrance free, just water wipes. I have YMCP. I like to put this in the water once they kidded. They don't really like the taste of it, so I do add molasses to it to make it sweet. And it's warm water and they drink it up. And this is just contains tons of different things that I love to add after my doe kids because it does take a lot out of them. This goes with the scale. The goat kids, you can just put them in this sling thing and weigh them. This is something I hope I never have to use, tube that you can attach to one of these syringes and put colostrum in case the kid does not suckle, does not have a suckle reflex. This is what you can use. Something else I hope I never have to use, but I'm so happy I have just in case, is a kid pooler. Not all kid poolers are created equal. This is a Kelly's kid pooler. This one I recommend to anyone who needs a kid pooler. This could potentially be a lifesaver. I have lube here. I have a giant thing of lube. So this is this is a J lube. So you can use this in case you have to go in the dough, you need to lube up. You could use it if you have an ultrasound machine to lube the probe, or if you're AI, you use this as well. Here's my iodine. Dip the umbilical cord in. I have 2 things of molasses for the water, and then I have this iodine as well, which is also great for umbilical cord. It's specifically for umbilical cords. Over here I have this budding iron. I have the X50, and I raise Attica registered Nubian dairy goats, and I show them, and they must be disbudded to be shown. So this is important. It's a Reinhardt X50. Then since I show goats, this is my clippers. I have an Andis. I think it's 12,000. Andis 12. I think it's Andis 12,000. So I have that. I have clipper oil, and that's a cool spray. You definitely need both of these if you have clippers. And then I have several different clipper edges. I have number 40 for udders. I have number 10 for all over the body. And then this here is to make your goats all shiny after you clip them in the show ring. Makes them really pretty. Okay, so this shelf contains cornstarch. If they're bleeding and they have a wound, put that on. It helps stop bleeding. Fermented yeast. I need to restock on that, but I like to put that in my goats' minerals. Baking soda. I like to leave that out for my goats as well. I have a funnel there that needs washed. Scrapey tags. If you're going to be shipping goats out of state or transporting them out of state, selling them out of state, taking goats out of state for shows, you'll need scrapey tags. I don't put them in my goat's ears, but I have them. Power Punch. I gave that to a kid whenever he was very, very weak. I just did that on his gums. He seemed to perk up. It helped. Benadryl, children's Benadryl, I got because when our dog got bit by a snake, that's what we gave him. And it helped take the swelling down immediately. Ammonium Chloride, give to Bucks. I've only had one case where whether a castrated male has ever needed ammonium chloride when he had gotten clogged up. Bucks just, they get clogged up so easily with grain. You have to be really careful. Corid, that is if they have coccidia. It is a very strong, very bad medicine that you definitely want to give with vitamin B complex. I've only had to use it a couple times. It's a last resort type thing. Iron. If they have bad coccidia, bad worms, sometimes they'll lose a lot of blood. Iron is great to help the blood cells recuperate. I also like red cell. I had given that to a goat for the rest of his life. I had to give it to him because he had gotten so anemic. So I had to give that and vitamin B shots every day for the rest of his life. This I give for my copper boluses. I don't like to put in treats because I don't want them to chew it up. I want them to get the full power of it. So I just stick this down their throat and feed it down their throat with the copper bolus because I do want them to get the full thing. Prohibit. Hold on. Prohibit. This is something I also use with the Safeguard. This is a very strong dewormer that you have to be very careful with. You have to put the exact weights and make sure you don't overdose them. But it works very well. Back there I have fly spray. And this same thing as in this bottle, just makes it easier to apply. And then Silence that I give, they have mites or lice. I've never had to use it, as you can tell, but I like to keep it on hand. And then I have my herbal dewormers. I have formula number 1 and formula number 2, and I'll go into deeper how I use this in another video. So I know that video ran a little long, but if there is any other medicine you think I should have in my cabinet, let me know. I will do probably another kidding video because kidding season starts in 37 days. So I'm super excited, and I'll hopefully be able to record the kiddings and maybe have a better how I do kiddings and things. A more in-depth kidding kit video, I don't know. We'll see. So, but that is the majority of my closet. And yeah, like I said in the beginning, I do need to restock several things, and I will be adding some new things. But I am I'm very happy with what I have at the moment. And one of the most important things is to have a good relationship with your vet, because when things go wrong, and they will go wrong, it's very important that you have a vet just in case it's on a weekend at a night. You want to know them. They will more likely be quicker to respond, more apt to come out if you have already formed a relationship with them. So that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. Please share, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.